So whatever you have lastly added, that will be removed first. But fortunately, it has an argument as well. Okay, so guys, for the new joinees, when we don't know something, you should say you should use the list. So you should put the help of pop. It says that index. So if you have, this is what my list. If I say my list dot pop, by default it will remove the value 3. Okay, now my list will become 102. Whereas if I say my list dot pop and the input value is index, the position, if I give 0, then what will have? Now 1 will be removed. So now you have both options. Either you can be very choosy, you can be very selective. Hey, I don't want the lastly added element to be removed off. No problem. You give the index. Then the desired. This is something. So this is the beauty. Look at this. Append actually is a subset of insert. Correct? Because in insert you can always say that you add it at the end. So actually pop is the superset that helps you to remove the lastly added element, which is the opposite of append, as well as insert functionality, opposite of insert functionality, by allowing you to specify the index. Now here you get the input as an index, output is the value. Remove is the opposite of that. Remove is the opposite of that. So what you say, for example, you put my list equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you want to remove something based on the index, then pop is the operation. But if you want to remove something based on the value, then remove is the operation. I can say my list dot remove of 3. Now this 3 is not the index, so here it's the value. Okay, now 3 will be removed. I put my list, it is 1, 2, 4, 5. So for pop, input is index, output is value. For remove, input is value, output is the removed value. Actually, removed value, right? So this is the difference between pop and remove. And then reverse. Reverse is pretty straightforward. So you put your my list and then keep 1, 4, 2, 0, 7, minus 1. I want to just reverse that. I should just say my list dot reverse. Then you put my list. Now the last element will become first. The second last but one will become the second. Likewise, it will be reversed. But there is no sorting that is happening here. There won't be any sorting at all. Right? There won't be any sorting. Right. So now, in the remove, you guys could have asked me one question actually. This is what my list. I am trying to remove a value which is not present. 100 is not there. I am trying to remove 100. Then what will happen? It is giving me value error. So how do I know that? You need to put help of my list dot remove, where they will explicitly tell, hey, raises value error if the value is not present. So always you guys should start. This is how your basic is. Learn a data type or a data structure. First, what are you supposed to do? First thing, put a type. Say type of my list. Understand this is the list type. Good. Then put a DIR. Understand the support system of that my list. And take one by one. Put a help menu. Try to learn it. Practice it. You don't really need a teacher at all. You can learn it by yourself. Okay. So now remove will remove based on the value. But if the value is not present, it will throw value error. Reverse will just like that reverse everything. Okay. Right. So now look at the beauty. My list 1 equal to, since it's a heterogeneous, I'm putting 1, 100, Sachin, 3. Now I'm going to say my list 1 dot reverse. Now I'm putting my list 1 dot reverse. So 3 became first, Sachin became second, 100 third, this one. Okay. Right? So it is just a reversing. Even when you have a heterogeneous data structure, it is reversing. What does that mean? It is not actually really concerned about the type of the elements. Reverse is not worried about. Okay? Just an FI, I'm just putting a comment. Reverse doesn't really care about the values. Okay? Values of the list elements. Just an FI, because I will tell you where it is super useful later. Now we are going to the next one. Such a powerful one, sort. You can definitely expect one interview question based on this sort. Okay, if you are a 1 or 2 years experienced guys, the typical question would be like, hey, come up with your own sorting mechanism, your own sorting logic instead of using the built-in one. Okay, so that is what will be the question. So please be prepared for that. So there are a lot of heap sort is there, bubble sort is there, priority sort, so many sorts are there. Now I don't know anything about the sort. What am I supposed to do? Help my list dot sort. Very simple. Okay. Now I have my list equal to 1 comma 0 comma minus 3 comma 200 comma 50 comma 4. If I do reverse, what will happen? 4 will become the first element, 50 will become the second element, etc. Guys, is there a question?
No, sir.
Okay. Right. So now sort is going to do what? My list dot sort. I'm not passing any arguments. Then what will happen? It will be sorted based on the ascending order. Good. No, I want to do descending order. Very easy. You see that? There is an argument called a reverse. So backslash is not present. So then is it a positional or argument, keyword argument?
Keyword argument, sir.
Great. It's a rule, guys. Never ever forget. If forward slash is not present in here, then it is a named or the keyword argument. So you should explicitly say reverse equal to true, because false is the default. If you see equal to and then the value, that means that is the default. Okay, good. So sort reverse equal to true. Now this guy is going to reverse that. Now it has become a reverse. Okay, so there is something called key. You guys should remind me when I teach something called function, lambda function. That through that only you will be able to learn what is the purpose of these keys. Okay, so please remind me when I teach like functions in the lambda. Good. Now, yeah, go ahead.
Sir, when you put my list, then the values you have given without sorting, if you put reverse equal to
you mute yourself. There are bit noise, but I think I got the question. You are basically telling, sir, we can first sort based on the ascending order and then we can reverse it. Is that what you proceed?
yes, but if we do not sort it and directly if we do like descending, then will it works?
Yeah, you asked the question, you told the answer you by yourself. So if the question is to, hey guys, who is not speaking, please mute. If the question is that, hey, there is a data set, can you please sort them based on the descending order? It is better to use directly the descending order option, because it's going to be only one time activity. Instead, if you first started based on the ascending and then and then reversing, then it's a two-step process. Correct? What are the two important metrics? What are the two important metrics? to decide whether you have written a good program or not. Two important metrics are time complexities, metrics. What is time complexity? Execution time. So always, it's a good question. I really appreciate that. But at the same time, you need to be very cautious about execution time. How optimally I can do. Guys, functionally, anybody can easily solve, especially during the AI world. ChatGPT, Copilot, etc. will give you the code. Correct? Industry has now moved a lot. Getting those days Google search, now nobody is using the Google search, so you can easily get the your AI itself will tell you everything that you need. But how do you know that it is optimally written? That is where your domain knowledge will come into picture, your project knowledge will come into picture, your exposure to all the best practices of programming will come into picture. Today, guys, please all pay more attention. I believe how many people are there? 3 people have left, huh? Okay, 29 people are there, right? So, guys, remember that getting a working functional code today is a very easier task because of the advent of AI tools. But the problem today, right, after a decade or so, somebody will solve that. Passing all the context into the AI tool, into ChatGPT, into Copilot, today there are challenges. There is something called prompt engineering, which means that you ask a right question, you will get the right answer. But how do you feed in the right question as well as the context? Today it is not solved. Do you think that a co-pilot will understand that, hey, I am a 2 years experienced guy working in TCS. I'm looking for a bubble sort of code. Can you please share? No, it will not be able to give you that. You tell that, hey, I am a guy who works in a product company called Apple, and I need a bubble sort of code. Today, AI tool does not solve a problem. In fact, let us see. Now, what has happened? It says that, hey, no. This guy is a string, this guy is a number. How do you want me to sort? So, guys, now, can somebody read this statement? Can somebody read this statement loudly?
Reverse does not really care about the value of list elements.
What about sort?
Sort it will care about it.
Yeah. So, guys, whenever you learn, you guys should learn this kind of nuances. Other things, some books may tell you, or some videos in YouTube, right? Videos on YouTube may tell you. But this is where actual difference between rivers. So somebody, I forgot the name. Was it Soumya? Was it Soumya?
Yes,
So
sir.
Soumya or somebody, right? Now you know the difference, right? So now SART actually cares about their values. Okay, it cares about value, but why is the next question, right? For that, you should understand the different types of sorting mechanism. What is bubble sort? What is priority, heap sort, etc. So basically, that itself is a separate course. However, they look at the value, they look at the neighbor value, they will do some cross comparison, either greater than or less than, and then we'll swap. Bubble sort, typical bubble sort. So when you have 100 and Sachin, how can they compare 100 greater than Sachin or not? That is the reason it is failing. So you cannot sort a data structure which has a combination of different data types. This is also one interview question. Immediately, people will give you a data list like this and then ask you to sort. People don't really look into the values. They will say that, okay, sir, I will use by list one dot sort, sir. Can you write, have you ever executed? A candidate will confidently say, yes, sir, I have executed, sir. But in front of me, can you please execute? They will see the error. So do not assume anything, rather look at this kind of nuances. Okay. So sort actually depends on comparison. Okay, good. So guys, we have seen all the methods of list. There are some generic methods as well. It is called a len. Len, like what we have learned in the string. Len of my list, that will give you the list. Okay, and there is something called iterable object. Okay, in Python, everything is an object, which I have repeatedly told you earlier also. But since few people are joining in the middle of my course, I am repeating few like basic things again and again. Okay. Do you see something like underscore, underscore, iter, underscore, underscore? Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
Right. So, if you see underscore, underscore, iter in the dir output of an object, then it's an iterable object. So, if underscore, underscore, iter, underscore, underscore is seen in the dir output of an object, it's an iterable object. So do not get panicked because of the technical terminology. What do they check? They give you a data structure, then they're asking, hey, is it an iterable object or not? Don't give an immediate answer. What is the data structure? This is the okay, then put a DAR. Check, underscore iter is there? Yes, it is there. It is an iterable object. It is not there, so it is not an iterable object. Okay? Now a question to all of you. String, is it an iterable object or not? Check and let me know. String, is it an iterable object or not? Make it fast, guys.
Yes.